This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Hazleton's fire chief has tips on how to stay safe in the snow. Stay tuned for that and much more next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at SSP TV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information. I'm Ken Karen. I thank you for watching. Now let's get to our headlines from SSP TV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. The death of a Tamaqua woman has been ruled a homicide. 23-year-old Alexandria Alex Sienkiewicz died last April of a fentanyl overdose. According to the Republican Herald, Schuylkill County Deputy Coroner Deb Detweiler says that the manner of death is homicide. She says she could not elaborate on how that conclusion was reached. County Coroner Dr. David Moylan says that if the case is prosecuted, it would be the first drug delivery homicide case in the county. Schuylkill County District Attorney Christine Holman announced yesterday that she will seek a second term in that office. In making her announcement, she says that her top priorities continue to be keeping the people and families of Schuylkill County safe. The DA sat down with our Sam Lassant to talk about her efforts to do that, including the war on drugs and the war against blight.
Blight is a broken down building, dilapidated, causing really an area to look depressed. I believe it attracts crime.
Okay.
It affects people's quality of life. It affects their property values. No one wants to live next to a home that's got a roof caved in, that's got windows busted, that is infested with perhaps vermin. There's garbage all around. There's a stench. And I've been out in the field. I have visited many areas of blight. It's not the most attractive thing to do, but I do put my money where my mouth is, and if someone wants me to come on site, I do.
You can see DA Holman along with Clerk of Courts Maria Casey on a new Sam Lassant show tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. on SSP TV and SSPTV.com. A man wanted on a parole violation was arrested Saturday night by the Luzerne County Drug Task Force. Officers from the Hazleton Narcotics Unit, along with West Hazleton Police, arrested 41-year-old Anthony Gutierrez of West Hazleton on a felony count of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance. The arrest came following an investigation into the sales of illegal narcotics. Police say that Gutierrez was found to be in possession of heroin and fentanyl. He was remanded back to the State Correctional Institution. The state Senate approved legislation yesterday that would ban abortions at 20 weeks. The vote was 32-18. State Representative Jerry Knowles, who represents the 124th District, is a co-sponsor of the bill.
Currently, you are permitted to have an abortion on demand up to 24 weeks. That would be up until 6 months. What this bill does is it cuts that from 24 weeks back to 20 weeks, so that it would then that you could have an abortion on demand up until 20 weeks. Now, I am certainly completely pro-life, and I would be much happier if abortion was outlawed. But the fact of the matter is that we need to deal with the law as it exists.
The bill still requires a vote in the State House, which did pass a similar version last year. The Senate is 2 votes shy of the 2/3 majority needed to override a veto. Governor Wolf has called the bill radical and unconstitutional. As you shovel out from this latest blast from Old Man Winter, there are some important things to keep in mind. Lisa Sugar reports.
Well, the winter months are tough on everybody, but it's an especially difficult time for members of the Hazleton Fire Department and all fire departments. First of all, the trucks have to make it around the narrower streets, and then there's also the fire hydrants that you need to have access to. So how serious of an issue is this?
It's very important. We actually encourage all of residents that if you live in a neighborhood where there's a fire hydrant close by, we ask you that during a heavy snowstorm, that after the snow has stopped and a lot of plowing operations are complete, to please go out there and try to clean around your fire hydrant. Make sure it's open, make sure it's clear, make sure it's available for the fire department to get to. And most importantly also, we try to ask people to really try to obey the snow ban laws of their communities, because the trucks that we do have to get around in are not little cars. They are some very large vehicles, and sometimes people you know, during the winter, they're looking for the first available spot they can find. And sometimes that's right on the corner. But sometimes the snow is pushed back on the corners for that reason, so that fire departments can get around with their large fire trucks. That's why the DPW has pushed that snow back and try to get the intersections clear as possible. So we really want everyone to obey, you know, their snow ban laws, but also most importantly to try to keep their help us with keeping the fire hydrants open and clear. That way they're accessible. A lot of them are now in the Hazelton City Water Authority area. They have put a great effort into marking all the hydrants with large, they're 4-foot actually sticks that are on them now. So the hydrants are marked for us, which is a big help. But it's also a big help is that hydrant's dug out and you're able to gain access to it rapidly, because you know every second counts in a house fire, and that's most importantly for your fire department.
Do you find that most people do cooperate, or do you have a lot of difficulties in the winter?
We actually have a lot of people do cooperate. Lately, I tell you what, the citizens have been great, especially clearing out fire hydrants. A lot of people, you know, even if they just take their, you know, as they're out with their snowblower, they'll make a path into the hydrant. That's great, because that's a big help to us if it got in the event we do need it. So we do have people that do help us, but we also have people that also just disobey it and don't do nothing at all, especially the parking. You know, we really want you to obey parking laws, especially during the winter, that we can, God forbid, we have to get in, not only for the fire department, but also for the police and EMS, that if they have to get in for an emergency on any street, you know, no matter if it's a main thoroughfare or a side street, that they can easily, without too much of a difficulty. The snow and the ice provides enough difficulty for us, but we really want the people to help us out as best they can and try to get their vehicles out of the way and off to the side.
All right, good advice to make sure that the fire department, heaven forbid they're needed, but that they can get to someone's house in the event of a terrible fire. Please make sure you have those fire hydrants cleared, and also park in the correct spots so the fire trucks can get through.
Thank you, Lisa. And speaking of snow, the ladies' night out scheduled for tonight at the Walk-In Arts Center in Schuylkill Haven has been rescheduled for February 13th. Well, I think we're all sick of the cold weather in our area, but we will never get sick of cold pizza. Frankie's Cold Pizza and their Pizza Express is bringing their box cold pizza to your door. And right now you have a chance to win a box of 12 slices of Frankie's Cold Pizza with their signature sauce and cheese blend, baked fresh all day with no preservatives. Call 570-459-9813, extension 104. Leave your name and number. The winner will be drawn at random. You must pick up your prize at Frankie's by the close of business on Sunday, and be sure to check out the delivery schedule for Frankie's Express on their Facebook page. It's National Pizza Day, but isn't that every day around here? On the next segment, it's going down the valley. Charles McElwee talks about the history of Cunningham, and stay tuned for an in-depth story on how the Hazelton area Cougars took all of their individual talent and turned it into wrestling gold.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazelton Standard Speaker.
Charles McElwee is a member of the Board of Directors for the Greater Hazelton Historical Society. Back in our studios once again with another great history segment here for SSPTV News. This time talking about the borough of Cunningham. You've given us great insight into many communities throughout the area, so this time the focus on Cunningham.
Right, Cunningham dates back to the late 1700s. Today we know it as a very historic bedroom community, but really started off as a settlement right along what was the Susquehanna Turnpike. It ran through Main Street and went to Berwick. Really, Route 93 from Hazelton to Berwick was the Susquehanna Turnpike. And it was named for Redmond Cunningham, and he was a state senator in the area. He actually his family came from County Donegal in Ireland and settled in the Drums region during the American Revolution. But it was really his brother that the town was named in honor of, his cousin, Gustavus Cunningham, who was a Revolutionary War hero, the first man to carry the American flag across the English Channel. And since then, it has developed into this beautiful community, and it really, history lurks everywhere, whether you look at the properties in the borough, and really it's a testament also to the patterns of Irish migration that were occurring in this region in the late 1700s through the mid-19th century.
Now, so we've talked about immigration from, into the city of Hazelton and everything like that. This is a different group, though.
Right. So when we talk about Redmond Cunningham, Gustavus Cunningham, they came from Donegal in the late 1600s, 1700s. That was the first pattern of Irish migration into Pennsylvania from Ulster. And that was brought over by William Penn's colonial secretary, James Logan. And that was more the Scots-Irish Presbyterian settlers who really push out of Quaker country in the Philadelphia region and up through the Wyoming Valley or south central Pennsylvania. The second migration, the one that we most often understand and identify with, is the Irish Catholic migration from Ulster in the 1840s through the 1860s. And they came into this region, southern Luzerne County, northern Schuylkill County, really obviously to work in the mines. And they arrived in the ports of Philadelphia, and that was the second migration pattern. So that's a key distinction to make. When you hear Donegal, you obviously associate it with the Irish miners who settled in Hazleton, but it was really two patterns that occurred in different centuries.
All right, very good information. And if you'd like to know more about any of the area, you can go to the Greater Hazleton Historical Society. But since you've been talking about Cunningham, there's also Historical Society in Cunningham as well. So two great places to go to get more information on the history of our area.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Yesterday I was on assignment in University Park and I was walking around Penn State's campus without a jacket. Today it took me 45 minutes to wipe the snow off my car. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight partly cloudy. We'll have a low of 12 degrees and with the wind chill it will feel like -3, so bundle up. Friday we have some increasing clouds. Our high will be 23 and with the wind chill again it will feel like -3. Friday night 30% chance of some snow, cloudy with a low of 21 degrees. New snowfall of less than a half-inch possible. Saturday, 20% chance of some snow showers before 1 p.m. Mostly cloudy. We'll have a high of 42 degrees. Saturday night, 40% chance of showers, cloudy with a low of 33. And then on Sunday, we're up to a 50% chance of showers, cloudy with a high near 40. Sunday night, 50% chance of snow showers, mostly cloudy, hot, low of 29 degrees on Sunday night. Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 36. And then Monday night, partly cloudy. Our low is in the mid-20s.
Happy to be here at Sand Springs in 2017, where a lot is taking place. If you recently got engaged and you're looking for a venue, you need to stop by. First of all, I'm going to take this tablecloth home with me because I love it. We're back here with Rachel Tollett, and she is the certified wedding coordinator here at Sand Springs, and that's important. Because now there is so much going on in the world and planning a wedding that it could be overwhelming to someone. So how does that help the bride with being a certified wedding planner?
So usually when I have a bride that is coming in and they're talking to me, they want to find somebody that is on their side and someone that they can feel like is their friend, and they want to entrust them in making their dream, you know, this reality when they come into this ballroom. So really the main goal of being or having really a certified wedding planner is making their vision become a reality. So we're the person that they're talking to consistently. It could be a year, it could be 2 years, and some of my brides, it could be 3 years that we're talking to each other about ideas, about what they're looking for. Another reason would be that we have professional vendor referrals. These aren't just people that we just throw off to our brides. These are based off of our experiences with them and who we genuinely feel are organized, professional, and can make their day beautiful for them. So that's something to really think about. We base all of our experiences off of our experiences with other vendors. So that's something that we provide to them. We also do create a wedding day timeline for them as well. So that's very important. We know how our facility works. We know the time frame that most things tend to happen within, whether it's your ceremony, your pictures, your introductions, your first dance, all of that. So we try to create a timeline that's easy for them, that we're able to communicate with all of their vendors on the day of their wedding so that they don't have to. They can enjoy their day and relax and try not to be stressed out. Correct.
Now you were actually trained, so when you say certification, Sand Springs and Edgewood by Sand Springs are the only two venues in the Greater Hazleton area that actually have certified wedding planners. There's a price to that, because actually if you had to go out and get someone to do this for you, you would have to pay X amount of dollars. That's included when you book here at Sand Springs and Edgewood.
Yeah, going out and buying, like pretty much getting a wedding planner on your own could cost anywhere from $2,500 to $6,000. So when you book your wedding at Sand Springs, you are automatically getting that investment here, complimentary. You're not paying that extra money for that planner, that person that is there to ensure that every detail is perfect for your wedding day.
And any crazy idea that the bride may have, they can, talk to you about it, and you can see if it would work, if it wouldn't work, based on your experience.
Correct. We're that mediator too between the venue and the bride, and we're also the mediators between the bride and the family.
There you go. That can help. That can mean a lot to a bride to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes the bride, they get very stressed out sometimes, and the family, they want everything to be perfect as well. So sometimes the bride, it feels nice to have that person that is sort of on your side and is willing to sort of help everyone meet in the middle and realize what the true goal is.
God love you, Rachel. I wouldn't want that job, but thank you so much. Next week on SSPTV News, we're going to talk about upgrades, a lot of new things happening here at Sand Springs.
It's time for your midday winning lottery numbers. Check your tickets here on SSP TV News. Pick 268, pick 3 996, pick 4 6727, and pick 5 74311. We're going to talk about the Hazleton area wrestling team as they get ready for states this evening. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
The Hazleton area wrestling team faces Cedar Cliff in the state AAA wrestling tournament in Hershey this evening. Here's how they came together as a team to get there. Hazleton area sophomore Shane Noonan has been impressing his coaches and teammates in the wrestling room this season. On Saturday, in the District 2 AAA Championship against Delaware Valley, fate had him wrestling in the last bout with the title on the line. He won 16-0, and his technical fall helped the Cougars to the state tournament in Hershey.
I remember I was on the edge of the mat, and I just hear the crowd erupt, and I was just like, this is the last match. It's a moment. Don't give up. Keep wrestling.
Do you like that spot? I mean, would you want to be in that again when it all comes down to you? Like, I would never want that pressure. You okay with that?
At first, I wasn't okay with it, and then I was like, this match is going to come down to me. Let's go out there and show everyone what I got.
Noonan wasn't the only underclassman who shined on the big stage. While the Cougars' talented seniors usually get the spotlight, the younger guys showed why this team is so dangerous and deep in the District 2 Championship.
Charles Everdale, my 113-pounder, is only a freshman. He had a big pin on Saturday. Stephen Martyszewski, who's only ever been a spot wrestle for me. Last year he couldn't break the lineup until the end of the season, and here it is the end of the season again. He breaks the lineup, and in probably the toughest match that we have, he goes out and wins on Saturday. That was a very pivotal match early that really started to swing the momentum our way. And of course, you got the two sophomores that finished the match off with Jeremy Aquino and Shane Noonan. Those guys. They've been around this is their second year, and they're still young but kind of seasoned. So we're all right for the future. And some of these younger guys are, I guess, taking some notes from the seniors and learning how to finish this thing off right.
Hazleton area seniors Jimmy Hoffman, Carson Kinney, Anthony Martasio, and Jacob Maurer have 468 wins between them, according to PAWrestling.com. So the Cougars have the individual talent, but that doesn't mean it will always translate to team wins, as the Cougars found out after a tough loss to Tunkhannock earlier this season.
That loss against Tunkhannock definitely woke us up. I think we all kind of we underestimated them, because they're definitely a tough team, but we just went out there and didn't wrestle like we should. And then we finally got everyone at the weights they should be. And after that loss, we knew we wanted to be at that state tournament, so we came back.
When you are so good like you are, there's a lot of emphasis put on the individual. How did you flip that attention to, okay, let's wrestle for a team? Because I remember Coach after Tunkhannock said, we have to wrestle better as a team. Was that a wake-up call, and how do you balance that? Is there a difference?
I mean, it was a big wake-up call. I mean, that was a match we should have won, obviously, but we weren't mentally prepared for that match going into it. So coming back, we all stepped up in the room. We knew what we had to do in the room. Coaches put us through the workouts that we needed to go through, obviously, but it was great being able to overcome the adversity to get to there.
Hazelton area didn't take the Tigers lightly the second time around. They beat them in the District 2 tournament. The Cougars enjoyed the taste of victory at Buffalo Wild Wings after their District 2 championship. The restaurant put their match on the TVs for them to watch. Noonan says it gave him the opportunity to see what he did wrong. Remember, he won his match by technical fall 16-0. This Buffalo Wild Wings story proves the younger Cougars are hungry for more, and with the seniors helping them, who knows how far they can go.
I've been working with Carson Kinney all season, and he's a really good drilling partner, and he pushes me every day, and I feel that he's getting me ready to wrestle at those kind of levels.
Yeah, what'd you learn from him? I mean, Carson's a big name in this program.
Well, he attacks on his feet a lot, and I actually seen it kind of rub off on me. I've been attacking on my feet a lot more. I've been getting a lot of takedowns these past couple matches.
The Cougars use their individual talent to help each other get better and fight for extra bonus points in matches. And now they'll take one final trip together to Hershey. Win or lose, they can be proud of what they accomplished together. We'll let you know how the Cougars did in the first round of states tomorrow. I'll let you know how the Cougar basketball team did against Nanticoke right now. This is the SSPTV standard speaker scoreboard. The Hazelton area seniors took advantage of their moment on senior night at the high school in a 77-41 win. On top of that, their rival Crestwood lost, so they are now a game and a half ahead of the Comets in the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I standings. The two will play tomorrow night at Hazelton. The Lady Cougars were victorious in the pool. Megan Llewellyn won the 200 freestyle for the Big HA. Monoy area, they lost to Halifax in wrestling. 3 Golden Bears earned pins. Tamaqua lost to Lehighton, and Pine Grove beat North Schuylkill in Schuylkill League Division I matchups. And finally, the Penguins fell to St. John's on Wednesday. They are home against rival Hershey tomorrow night.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, registration for 4K and kindergarten at Shenandoah Valley Elementary School will be held from 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. March 20th. For the 4K program, children must be 4 years old by August 15th, and for kindergarten, they must be 5 by August 15th. Registrations will be by appointment only. To schedule an appointment, call the school 570-462-2796. Our next announcement, the American Cancer Society will be holding their 39th annual telethon called Rainbow of Hope on Saturday, February 25th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. The event will be held at the Health and Wellness Center in Hazelton, and the entire community is invited. And finally, Luzerne County Head Start is now accepting applications in Luzerne and Wyoming counties. Head Start offers a range of comprehensive programs for children from birth to age 5 and pregnant women. All offered programs are free, though families must meet certain criteria to qualify. For info, just call 570-829-6231. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Dorothy Pindar, formerly of Sugarloaf Township. Funeral is Monday at 9:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Sunday from 4 to 7 p.m. Marie A. Ballin of Freeland. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home will announce complete arrangements. Carol Richardson of West Hazelton. Funeral is February 17th at 11 a.m. at the Trinity Lutheran Church. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. Frank Clem of Whitehaven. Arrangements are under the direction of the Lehman Family Funeral Service. And William Richetter of McAdoo. Funeral is Friday at 11 a.m. from the Damiano Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 10 to 11 a.m.
Call us now to be entered to win that free pizza. We'll see you again tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.